As all y'all may have heard by now, ABBA allegedly may or may not have been poss- possibly a dad in the making. We have no idea. There's a woman coming out saying allegedly that she was pregnant by ABBA of ABBA and Preach. Honestly, I don't believe that this woman ever was pregnant. I've tried to find proof of an ultrasound. There's no proof of an ultrasound. And there's been numerous things to come out as of late. And I won't say ahead of time, grab your drink, grab some food. If you are a person, who smokes, more who smokes, get your smoke. Cause we're gonna be laughing, we're gonna be roasting, we're gonna be talking shit. Let's get it. And the first person I'm gonna go into is none other than Coach Greg Adams, the free agent lifestyle. Let's get into it.
Alright, the main event is here. Do me a favor, just give me the lights. Don't pass a scroll. And if you clip that out of context, you a bitch ass nigga. Alright, we got ABBA from the
Come
ABBA
on,
and
Coach
Preach
Greg,
fame.
talk
You
to
guys know
us.
them. I shouldn't have to explain who they are. They're very well known. Over millions of subscribers. I believe 2 million subscribers last time I checked. And they are very famous for basically, taking the middle ground on a lot of topics. And the middle ground topic is very popular with people because people are sometimes play the middle, right? So we have conservative leaning people, liberal leaning people. You have people that are extreme, people that are really passive. You have
Right.
incels, you have red pill guys, you have strong masculine alphas, dominant guys. Then you have peon betas. What they do is they found a success formula for social media to play the middle ground, right? And the common sense ground, this kind of like the ground of like truth or emotions mixed, and they've
Right.
made a killing with this particular type of content. Now their very very big content is going to be where they expose like Fresh and Fit Myron. That's the one they really make a lot, and they probably, I think I've heard a video saying they bought houses. All right, they bought houses on this one, and they do a good job. They have an editor that does a good job presenting their viewpoint, and they combine some humor in there, relatable characters, and this type of thing. With that being said, it can come off as they're perfect, right? So they do no wrong, and that's a tough place to play when you're a content creator, because all content creators have to play
Facts.
Superman. You have to be right all the time. You can never be wrong. You can never make mistakes. So that if you do, or you can never falsely represent yourself. So that if you do, then you're going to be easily called out as a hypocrite, or people can see you as fallible or less perfect than you presented yourself. And that's kind of the lane that they put themselves in. And it's hard to maintain over a lot of years, because once you live your real life, then your real life is going to show you who you really are. Some people didn't realize that Apple was out here chasing tail. He was out here fucking. He was out here cream pieing. All right, he was cream pieing linglings, which was odd enough because one of his adversaries, Walter Fresh Weeks, shout out to him, he's probably watches too. He watched me, and when Walter cream pied that Ling Ling from China, who they presented as an escort, potentially, allegedly, and knocked her up and claimed that she wanted to kill the baby, and Walter was going to let her kill the baby. Well, Walter encouraged her to kill the baby, and she didn't want to, allegedly. He faced a lot of criticism for that, and rightly so. I criticize him for that too.
Hell, me
Now, that
too.
can happen to anybody, including myself. But sometimes when you claim that it can never happen to you, or you overly criticize a person and try to ruin their character, well, then when it happens to you, less than a year later or so, you look crazy. You
Very
look crazy.
crazy.
So in this
Very,
situation,
very crazy.
I always tell men, you're always vulnerable at any point for a woman to make you pay And we're just not talking about money, because most broke niggas and men think about money first, all right? They only think about that as a form of payment. But I have tried to communicate that you're going to pay in many other ways. Sometimes the back end payment is way worse than the front end payment. So money, energy, attention, and time, you're going to pay.
Yep.
You keep living. You
Talk
keep
to him,
interacting
Coach
with
Greg.
women. You keep thinking you're getting a woman for free. You're getting the trial service for free. At some particular point, she's going to switch up on you. And when she switches up on you, you have no control over it.
So hell
This is
don't.
an example. These are teaching lessons that I'm teaching you here. So with this being said, you guys know who Abba is, but let's take you to this. Of the woman in question here, and I'm going to say fair use woman, this woman was not known prior to this. All right, and I believe
Fair use, fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Preach of the Abba and Preach show is married. All right. But Abba is single. Remember, he also was advocating for men to pay for box, meaning that he said, I can understand men who pay for box. Maybe he had paid for box. And I think where Fresh, or it was Fit was trying to argue the whole manosphere talking point of paying for boxes less than. But then we found out he was doing some levels of that. All right. So it was kind of like a weird space of the, what I call the Mitchosphere or the Clanosphere of guys in the manosphere acting like they don't do certain shit and they do it. All right, so they had to maintain frame to act like they're not paying for box. Meanwhile, his girlfriend running around here with a credit card. All right, so let's continue. This is the woman in question. Her name is Libby, but I'm not going to give her too much shine. In this situation here, it says my pregnancy with Abba. Let's hear what she says here. I'm going to have to speed her up. But this is the court of public opinion.
Yes.
We're going to try to listen to as much as we possibly can before we just cut her off and go over to Abba. But this is a bizarre video, bro. Let's continue.
Hi, my name is Libby, and I was a girlfriend.
We don't care what your name is for.
We were together for 5 months and involved with each other for about 8 months total, but 5 months of that was a serious, committed relationship. I know when someone thinks 5 months, they think what can really happen in 5 months, but I think most would agree the first 5 months of a relationship can feel very intense and be filled with a lot of love. And that means you can feel the opposite of that intensity if things are not aligning or if things are not compatible. I'm going to be talking about a pregnancy in which Abba ultimately walked away from. And I'm going to be talking about the difficulties and the emotionally harmful interactions I've had with Abba. I want to acknowledge something up front.
What?
And that is, I know exactly who I'm speaking about. I know exactly who Abba is. Abba is articulate. He is persuasive and he is calculated.
Okay.
Abba is the king of receipts. And anyone who really knows Abba would not willingly put themselves in the position I'm putting myself in right now.
Okay, so this is kind of, just quickly here, I always tell you, man, your life can go from sugar to shit really quickly.
Yep.
This woman is not even in Abba's life a full calendar year, and then look, tearing all of that shit down.
Yep.
We're like, what?
Burn it to the ground.
You think you're gonna see it coming. You think you're gonna see it coming, it's gonna take years to build up. No, bruh, she wasn't even there a full calendar year. And look at her. She already on the internet trying to ruin his credibility. And she's trying to look vulnerable by saying, I know how he's going to respond. He's going to pull out receipts.
Playing the
attack
victim.
my credibility, to go on his channel that has multiple millions of people that are going to watch. So she's disarming him by saying, I know.
She's a victim. Looking ass.
Who I'm going to go against and his methods to destroy.
I met Abba July of 2025, last year. I told Abba about the pregnancy and he was actually very supportive. He was very excited. He always talked about how much he wanted children. And he said he was sure about the pregnancy and he said that he was always very sure about me. I, however, did not feel sure about Abba. Like I had mentioned, I started to see some core fundamental differences with our values, our lifestyle, and especially how Abba handled things emotionally and how he handled things communicatively.
Let me stop right here. This is a reaction channel. If you guys want to see the video uninterrupted, you certainly can leave the stream and go watch it, but you're going to hear my input, so I have to, for fair use purposes, stop and educate you. Gentlemen, what do I tell you? As soon as they get pregnant, they're going to change. Their hormones change, the person changes.
And terminating the pregnancy was never in the question. It was something I never wanted to do. But as time,
Bitch, you weren't. I don't believe you were ever pregnant. I do not believe you were ever pregnant. Show an ultrasound. Until then, you can miss me with that. Where's the ultrasound? I don't believe you ever were pregnant, ma'am.
kept going in the relationship, I still felt like it was pretty rocky. And I talked to Abba and I said, maybe abortion is something we should do, even if that isn't what I wanted at all. And Abba was not happy with it. Abba was quite disappointed, and he tried to support the decision as much as he could, but you can tell that he was struggling with it a little bit. We make our first appointment for the abortion, and Abba visits me to be there for me, and we don't go through with it that day. And when he leaves, I make another appointment, and
Ma'am, in the words of JC, we don't believe you need more people.
I cancel that one. And I think in total I canceled 3 abortion appointments.
Oh, she's doing the old classic, oh, I'm pregnant, oh, I'm gotta keep the baby, or I'm gonna kill it, okay, I'm gonna kill it. Yes, the Money Mindset 2025. Join us.
I don't believe you were ever
To
pregnant.
elevate your mindset to the next level and get your financial information and game back to where it needs to be. This is the Blue Chip Mindset on steroids. We have 80 plus episodes from the last 2 years that you missed available via playback. You can get all of those episodes. Also, every live stream on Sunday night with all of our great contributors with subjects, cryptocurrency, investment, Money 101, Money 201. Also, if you're looking to become a social media content creator, this is the group for you. 2 times a month, we give you content creator information about how much money you can make via content creation. What are the most popular forms of content creation coming forward in the next few years, and how you can capitalize on an opportunity to be a content creator. Join patreon.com/Coach Greg Adams to find the Money Mindset link. Let's get our Blue Chip Mindset on. The window is still open. So we're going to have Abba here. This is him last night. He immediately responds. Now let's hear his response here and see what he says.
We hit it off, relation's going great. So this is my ex, okay? Libertine Kalina, all right? And this is a profile that I saw about her, okay? So here she is, nothing crazy. You know what I mean? She likes archery. She's a family person. Nothing too crazy. So this is what I know about her, okay?
Okay. Gotcha, bitch. Yeah, bro. Listen, Abba. We
Dumbass.
all get God, man. Gotcha, bitch.
You got
She hit your
God.
ass. She hit your ass with the ecclesiasm. She hit your ass with the Filipino nurse. Nigga, she hit you with the okie doke. Family man, mama, daddy.
Green.
Sometimes these be the women that be getting you, bro. Trust me. Gotcha.
And this is what happened when a man is green. Abba was green. And after Coach Greg, I'm going to go into what Jason Black has to say about it. And after Jason Black, we're going to go into what Danica Marie got to say about it.
I done got by a South Korean woman like this, bro. Totally ecclesiastic skeezer. So he fell for the okie doke. He fell for the presentation. She wasn't a hooker, escort looking girl. She must not be crazy.
Nothing crazy. You know what I mean? She likes archery. She's a family person. Nothing too crazy. So this is what I know about her, okay? I might have some beef with her now, but I'm never going to say she was ugly. She wasn't a Chinese escort for everyone to ask.
See, that's exactly it. She didn't look like a Chinese escort.
I thought I was shooting blanks,
Oh.
And we was,
What?
Dude.
Uh-oh.
we was getting it on, and it turns out I wasn't shooting blanks.
Let me say this loud and clear. Gentlemen, rule number 1. If you're going to lay down with a woman, wear some damn protection. Don't be like green ass Abba and go up into a woman with no damn protection. Dumbass.
surprise to the both of us.
Filipinas always gonna use the "I'm pregnant." They gonna always hit you raw.
Dumbass.
They gonna always let you hit raw, and then they always gonna come up pregnant. That's typically the Filipina scam. And then Western Union, you $3K, $5K, which is $50, $80, and her mother's sick, her father died. All right, they'll take a picture. Dude, I had a Filipina take a picture, send me a picture of her father in a casket, nigga. So in my opinion, at this point, I don't know if Abba realizes this, but he got played. He got played like a fool.
Yeah, he got
Not
got.
bruh.
I wasn't expecting this, but if this is where it's turning, then I'm gonna assume my responsibilities. But yeah, let's do this. So this happens, might have been November and October, I don't know. But at this point, my life changes a little bit at that point because I'm in my head now focused on dealing with what's in front of me. I have a huge responsibility, so I'm shifting all things in my life to assume that responsibility. You know, I'm shifting my investments, I'm shifting my work stuff, but being a dad was something that I told myself if I was going to do, I would do it the right way. And so for me, it was really important that my life was in order. And even though I'm successful on YouTube or whatever it could be, and I'm doing fine financially, I'm doing great, I think there's a lot of things in my personal life that I could have in better order, you know?
Okay, I'm not sure what he's getting at here. I think he's
Yeah,
trying
what
to say
he
he
trying
wanted
to
to
hint
do it the right way. He got her knocked up. He wanted to raise a family. All right. Let me show you the picture real quick of just so you can see, sir, that we all get got right there. So you don't think I'm fucking lying, babe? Can I ask you for help? My father died and I need help financially. Look, nigga, look. That's the casket right there, nigga.
Damn.
Yo, y'all think I was lying, bruh. But see, I don't know if he knows this, but he's getting scammed.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
I start getting messages from her on a regular basis of her feeling unsure. And the whole time, I'm being incredibly supportive. Don't worry, guys, I'm going to show evidence of this. But for me, it's very tough because from
Dumb
that point
and
on,
green.
for the next 2.5 months,
Dumb and green as
she
hell.
flip-flopped between I'm not sure and I'm not going to have the child. If I stress her out,
That right there should have told you something. If she's flip flopping between A, B, most likely the bitch ain't pregnant.
it may result in a miscarriage.
Here we go.
If I make her feel alienated, it might push her toward abortion. All I can do right now for the health.
Abba, she was playing on your emotions, bro. She was playing on your emotions.
The child and for her health as well is to be supportive. That's all I can really do.
Okay, so let's just say this. He learned this from in my opinion, I mean, he's a grown man, but this was a year after Fresh was in this situation. Fresh was just in this situation, so he saw how Fresh reacted and how much negative feedback Fresh got, so he wanted to play the supportive role, which didn't play into the hand of what the woman wanted. So he was like, let me be supportive. I don't want to be the reason why you have a miscarriage. Let me do what's right.
One time she said dead set on having an abortion, even though I was against it. And I flew down to be with her, not to convince her not to have the abortion, but to be there for her through it. Because it doesn't make sense to me to have a partner and they're going to go through something as traumatic as an abortion and I'm not there. Okay? We were committed. So
Let me stop right here, brothers. Man,
Green. Green. Green.
let me get this straight. Gentlemen, did you just say you had a partner you were in a relationship with that you thought impregnated that was not in your city? That you had to fly down to? Where's down to? Somebody help me. You had a long distance relationship with a woman you saw occasionally and cream pied a couple times over 5 to 8 months. And what? Where?
I'm gonna say this here and now. Abba, if that woman was pregnant, that wasn't your damn baby. I'm saying that here and now. If that woman was pregnant, Abba, that wasn't your damn baby.
Anybody know where she's from? So if she's not up under you, trust me, she getting tossed. She getting ran through, and they don't like condoms typically. Filipinas don't like condoms. They don't fuck around with condoms. If she ain't up under you, that might not have been your kid. And he already has problems, he said, shooting blanks. Let's continue, bro. Yeah, I'm the junior college sociologist of this, bro. Somebody said she had a 714 area code. Orange County, Filipina? In Orange County. Guys, you guys know I'm from Orange County. I mean, I'm not born and raised in Orange County. I lived in Orange County for 10 years. You're in Montreal. She's in Orange County. Ring the bell. Abba.
You got played, boy.
You can-
Ring the bell, coach.
Some people
Ring
don't
the
know,
bell.
man. Some people don't know. This is the home of the apex predator. I might have touched her. I might have put hands on hips.
So right now, what you guys are going to hear, this is a conversation that me and her had months later after most of this happened, okay? But I told you I'd be supportive, I'd be there for you.
Okay, and somebody saying they're both recording, you guys are absolutely right. Because she has a recording that she said she was ready to play as well. So they're both recording, so they're both inauthentic in this particular point. You have to cancel and throw this whole thing out. Now, somebody said this, and this is what's happening. I don't think he realizes this. I don't know his experience with women. And he's also...
he green.
He's also... And I thought this too. I was like, this got to be a setup. I thought initially the woman was put up to do this
green.
so that maybe Abba and Preach can do a reaction video to everybody that reacts to this. Maybe Byron reacts to this and then they say, oh, it's all a scam. That was my initial thought. But he didn't realize he was getting the girlfriend experience. For all we know, we don't know if he paid. If he was supporting this woman, maybe that'll come up. He might have been supporting her, giving her an allowance, paying for her flights, paying the rent. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm assuming that was part of the deal. You can see the pain that this has caused him. All right, you can see that he's in pain, and he even admits this. And no shit, guys, women can put you through this, man. Women can put you through some pain. This is why I say all men pay, because it only takes one. He probably was out here getting more ass than the toilet seat, right? But he found that one. You know what I mean? Like, you found the one, and you was like, I'm ready to give her my all. You actually saw him go through her Instagram. Oh, look at her. She's different. We saw Walter go through that, and we dissed Walter. Oh, Miranda's different. She's different. She's not like these other girls. Sugar baby. And this is why we try to arm you and get you ready for it so you can see it, because you can't see it from the outside. Now, from us, we can see it from the outside as clear as day that she's an apex predator, right? She's experienced. She got way more experience. She looks innocent, but she got way more experience than him. And you can see the pain, bruh. And this ain't nothing to shit on Abba about. But he got God.
Yep.
9 times she's changed her mind about killing a baby. Come on, man.
All my friends, listen, my friends don't, my friends have nothing nice to say about her, okay? They say she didn't have women, we're pregnant, it's a lie, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't see
Yeah.
Bruh.
You too
Abba.
green to see it.
Is it Abba or Abba? I think it's Abba. So your friends tried to tell you that she was getting you? Gotcha, bitch. And you didn't listen? It happens to the best of us. But what happened is you gave her the benefit of the doubt because why? She was giving you that tight, wet Asian poom. He said that hit you with that oochie wally wally, oochie bang bang. She hit with you that grippy, and you hitting the bottom of that Asian pool. You hitting the bottom of it. And you be like, and she be like, fill me up, daddy. You cream pieing it. All right, and you like, this ain't no way. Ain't nobody giving no loving like this. And guess what? Gotcha, bitch. Your heart can't take it, nigga. Do you have the stomach, bro? Do you have the stomach? Do you have the stomach? You ain't got the stomach. Random black guy says, there's only one creator I'm listening to that'll give a fair, honest, and nuanced take on the ABBA situation, and that's you.
And that's
Create
you.
your lifestyle for life. I don't have an agenda against ABBA and Preach or Fresh and Fit. I don't have an agenda. I'm not trying to make them look bad. I'll just tell you the solution that all of us can get that workout here, and all men pay.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Right? So I don't have an agenda even to believe the woman in this case. I think she's lying. I mean, I think she's a sugar baby. I can't prove it, but give me some time. You know what? Oh, you know what? I know how to pull a girl's file here. Screenshot, upload. Okay, oh, we got the scan. Okay, we got the, okay, it's scanning. It's scanning. This image may contain details that can be shocking. Images may reveal fake profiles, secret dating accounts, adult content, and stolen photos. I will tell you, man, you need to join me over on here. Join me on CoachGregAdams.locals.com. The Dark Side, Liddy. They going through images and images. Ladies, this is how I get y'all. I can pull all of your files up real quick. Right there. Report is ready. Oh, no. We about to get her, bro. Oh, no, man, I need some time, bro.
Gotcha, bitch.
Somebody said, what's the site? I only tell you on CoachGregAdams.locals.com. That's why he called me the Bruce Wayne of this ish. Y'all often wonder what the Bruce Wayne of this ish. I am the Bruce Wayne of this ish, bro. I don't let these hoes get off. You can believe me. You can trust me. No, I'm the Bruce Wayne of this ish. I thought this was a joke. This ain't no fucking joke. This is what they pulled up. So we got her Instagram. All right, we got people that look similar to her. So we got 80 plus images on, or 85. Oh. She deleted her Instagram. Yo. Oh no.
Oh no.
Instagram. Oh my God.
Oh, the humanity.
Yo, we after her, bro. We on her neck. Okay, so we got our other. Okay, so we do have our other Instagram up, bro. Man, come on, bro. Abba. Hey, Abba, man, you got, bro. You got.
Hold on.
Apex Predator, bro. That's a pro Pina. Remember, he didn't show this part. See, he tried to say, oh, I looked at it and she was great. She was family. He only showed this part. Scroll down. Dude, that's a pro. Come on, man. What? You didn't scroll down to this? Oh, see, Alba, you left this part out, homie. You left out that part right there, bruh. What? He didn't show that part. Man, what? BBL on a peanut? Come on, man.
Yeah,
The
she
streets is calling
thotty
her, bruh.
thotty.
In these streets. The street. This is what I call, you know. And when I say pro, I'm not talking about a prostitute.
Green.
When I say pro, I'm just talking about she's pro Apex Predator. All right, I'm.
Abba, you couldn't see that this chick was a party girl, bro. According to what Coach Greg Adams found, Coach Greg Adams proved that this chick that Abba was dealing with is a party girl.
I'm calling her a prostitute, just so you guys know. That means she has experience. In these streets. She has experience, more experience than you would actually know. And she presented herself all ecclesiastically, but yeah, he got.
Yeah, he got bad,
Just in
son.
case you cut the video short, she was playing the jealous girlfriend role about the girls he followed on IG while playing thirst traps on real Insta accounts she was hiding for real. I don't know if that's the case, but maybe you've gone further into the videos. Abba said she had 2 IGs and refused to let him see the second one. Like I said,
Yeah, well, that's what told
we
him
discovered
something.
that, didn't we?
If a chick got 2 IGs, that there is a red flag. Sorry, not sorry. And this green behind didn't even sit around on wall.
Abba said she had 2 IGs, refused to let him see the second one. One day he came across it and he said she was posting thirst traps and talking to all the niggas in the comment section. Just like I said, so we stumbled upon with the reverse image search the second IG. Oh, so you talked about the word person libertine. So by the way, Tranisha said look up the word libertine, and in fact, that's the other IG's name is Libertine. Yo, I don't know if you knew that, Tranisha. Or maybe you did, that's why you sent it. Tranisha, did you know that? Because the second profile that the reverse image search produced, the name on the IG is Libertine. And she just said libertine means A person who rejects accepted moral principles, social conventions, and sexual restraints, often living a life focused on hedonism and physical pleasure. Shit!
Dang. Well, and that's the end of that. Well, and that's the end of the Coach Greg Adams clip. Now, let us go into the business with Jason Black. Let's get it.
We have climbing gyms all over the country.
Oh, Lord, hold on.
We have climbing gyms all over the country, so we use Google Meet to connect with our staff.
Tonight's program is going to be a teaching moment, and YouTube obviously does not want me to do tonight's program because they tried to stop me from streaming, but here I am. For those of you who aren't aware, I want you to be very, very clear. First of all, this is a teaching moment. Now, there's a story that's going on right here, and a lesson to be learned about the high cost of simping. And once again, this is not to roast anybody or demonize anybody. This is a teaching moment. There's a young lady here who put out a video about Abba from Abba and Preach, and she wanted to let the whole world know, she wanted to let the whole world know about her personal business.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Libby, and I was the girlfriend of Abba from Abba and Preach. We were together for 5 months and involved with each other for about 8 months total, but 5 months of that was a serious, committed relationship. I know when someone thinks 5 months, they think what can really happen in 5 months, but I think most would agree the first 5 months of a relationship can feel very intense.
Okay, folks, so first of all, what she lets you know is 5 months, 8 months, all
5
together.
months.
5 months.
And his life went to hell
What
in
the hell
5
can you learn
months.
about somebody in 5 months? You don't know
Yeah,
anything
you don't
about
know
a person in
nothing.
5 months, as evidenced by how you two have turned out here. You don't know anything about a person in 5 months. You're just getting to know their name in 5 months. You know what you can learn in 5 months?
And here's the thing. Jason Black, it wasn't even 2 minutes in and going in. Let's continue.
That you're desperate, that you're needy, that you're
Oh,
dependent,
talk to him,
that you're
Jason.
simping. That's what you can learn in 5 months. And this is especially dangerous for men because you see, as a man, you can get a chick pregnant in one night.
Yep.
You sit up here and let her rush you into things, love bomb you and rush you, and she's got 9 months to hold something over your head. So she convinced you in a couple of weeks to get her pregnant, and then she's got almost a year to hold this over your head and put you through all kinds of changes and torment. So first of all, this was the first big mistake, pure desperation. Oh, I know, then we in love. Okay, how'd that turn out?
Yeah, how'd that turn out?
All these things we're saying is just all exceptions to the rule and you're the smart guy? No. These were mistakes that I've been telling you all about going on 2 decades. You got rushed through this, and in the end, it only put all the cards on her side of the table. And that's the point. So she's letting you know, yeah, it got in between them legs, and we're going to rush you through this in 5 months now. Not 5 years. Not 2 years. 5 months. Barely a season of the year. I wonder how much havoc she can wreak after that. We're about to find out.
And be filled with a lot of love. And that means you can feel the opposite of that intensity if things are not aligning or if things are not compatible. I'm going to be talking about a pregnancy in which Abba ultimately walked away from. And I'm going to be talking about the difficulties and the emotionally harmful interactions I've had with Abba.
All right, so she starts in with the demonization.
Yep.
She goes straight to
Straight
trying
up.
to criminalize you.
Straight to the
Abuse,
demonization.
Abuse, harmful. She goes straight to words that it's like, okay, you can throw those words out there. How were you harmed? So
Talk
she
about
says
it.
that first, And then you're thinking, okay, there's going to be there's going to be a bombshell dropping here as far as abusive and harmful, right? And spoiler alert, folks, it ain't coming. But this is standard operating procedure today. In the culture of character destruction, which has always been a female trait, and
Always.
unfortunately, white knights, you can sit up here and defend that all you want to and try to sound like nice guys, but she is going for the jugular. And she's barely a minute, she's not even a minute in, talking about you're harmful. And I want to talk about the harmful things that he did. That's not lightweight work, y'all. That's serious going at you.
I'm going to be talking about a pregnancy in which Abba ultimately walked away from. And I'm going to be talking about the difficulties and the emotionally harmful interactions I've had with Abba. I want to acknowledge something up front, and that is, I know exactly who I'm speaking about. I know exactly who Abba is. Abba is articulate. He is persuasive, and he is calculated. Abba is the king of receipts.
Okay, so you see her. I know who he is. He's articulate, persuasive, the king of receipts. So she's describing him in dark triad terms.
Yep.
You would have thought Abba would have realized this. Spoiler alert, he didn't.
He didn't.
But do
He
you
was
all
too
hear this
green.
right here? This is not some cute stuff going on here. She's describing him in abusive, narcissistic, Machiavellian, dark triad terms. Remember, we're barely a minute in, and she's going straight to harmful, manipulative talk. She's giving talk like he's manipulative, but she didn't want to say manipulative, so she says persuasive. And then, of course, all of this implying that he's a really sinister person. So he's articulate, persuasive, calculating, king of receipts. So all of this is, he's some Machiavellian, sinister mastermind. And then you just think he's a good person. And you all just need to understand he's a bad person. So this is the chick. We're barely a minute in, and this is how she's going at you, man.
And anyone who really knows
I
Abba
gotta
would
get
not
some air home.
willingly put themselves in the position I'm putting myself in right now, unless their experience was significant enough to speak on. I'm not here to cause spectacle. This is all informational, and I'll
Go
just leave it
ahead,
up for
lady.
interpretation.
Go
I met
ahead,
Abba
go ahead, go
July
ahead.
of 2025, last year, and it was really fun, and it was really interesting, and it was honestly full of love.
All right, keep that in mind. She says that she met him in July of 2025. So, folks, it hasn't even been a year. What? Oh, I just want you to understand, she didn't meet him a year ago yet. It hasn't even been a whole year since they met yet. So you want to talk about speed running through things. All right.
It was really fun, and it was really interesting, and it was honestly full of love. 4 months into the relationship, I start to see incompatibilities and inconsistencies that made me question the relationship. And
Okay, so she's saying after 4 months, it was all full of love until the 4-month mark. Then she turns around and says, well, but I saw things that were inconsistencies. Wait a minute, was it full of love or were there inconsistencies? Can you choose which lie you're going to tell? Because at the end of the day, if you got pregnant, obviously there must have been something you liked, and I suspect I know what it was, just not what he thought it was. And to this day, he still thinks it's something it isn't. Don't worry, we're going to get to that no other YouTubers touched on. We're going to get to that here tonight as well, so I want you all to go ahead and clock in and lock in. YouTube was trying to stop the program here tonight. They were trying to stop the program. They gloriously failed. So thank you all very much for your presence. For those of you who are showing up, you'll get the definitive analysis from the School of Power Dynamics. So she's going with the demonization. She knows she's trying to find out something really bad to pin on him and something really bad to smear him with. But at the same time, she's saying that, by the way, I speed ran through this as quickly as I possibly could. So, and if y'all are thinking she could have been a stand-in for Michael Jackson. What? I mean, just saying, nothing like that, you know. I'm not going there with it, but in any case, yeah, she's letting you know that within 4 months, she fell in love immediately. Well, there was I'm sorry, she didn't say she fell in love. She said there was a lot of love. So she's trying to rationalize and explain away how it is she got so pregnant so quickly. Because, I mean, we are on full Project Hood Rat timeline is what we're on. So what was your real angle, ma'am? Stay tuned, sports fans. You'll find out.
Started to make me feel doubt. Ironically, as I started to feel those doubts, I found out I was pregnant. I was
Total lack of accountability. So you see, she
Talk
wants to
to him.
demonize him, but I was having doubts.
No accountability.
I found out I was pregnant. So, yeah. All right.
very nervous, but I knew I wanted to keep the child. I told Abba about the pregnancy, and he was actually very supportive. He was very excited. He always
If
talked
you
about
were
how
ever
much he wanted
pregnant.
children, and he said he was sure
Key word, if you ever were pregnant. I do not believe you were ever pregnant.
about the pregnancy, and he said that he was always very sure about me.
Okay. Well, first of all, remember this is just a one-sided recitation of things. But first, she said that he wants to walk away from the kid. Then she says that when I got pregnant, he said he was all for it. So she doesn't know which lie she wants to tell. She's trying to do this on the fly, and that's not the way it works because she knows there are text messages and receipts out there. So she knows those are out there. So she's trying to figure out how do I craft this in a way that demonizes him, but at the same time doesn't make it very blatantly clear and obvious that I'm lying when people read what was actually said. So this is what happens when you try to be manipulative on the fly, ma'am. You should have sat down and at least wrote this all out and then compared notes with things and then tried to come up with a better explanation than this.
I, however, did not feel sure about Abba. Like I had mentioned, I started to see some core fundamental differences with our values, our lifestyle, and especially how Abba handled things emotionally and how he handled things communicatively.
Okay, first of all that banging y'all here, this is a struggle, ho. What? So that's the first thing right there, baby. It's like, okay, you don't have to tell us nothing about your life. We can hear the struggle is literally going on behind you. We can hear it. She didn't even have the sense of presence of mind to wait until after all that racket was done. So what this does, I think this gives you a peep into her psychology and into her psyche. I'm not joking. This gives you a peek into her psyche that didn't bother her that all that racket is going on. So it gives you an idea of how her brain operates. I'm not joking right now. I'm not exaggerating. I'm saying, no, I literally mean that. You hear all that racket and she doesn't think, okay, I need to wait till that's over or I need to go somewhere else. No, a chaotic, noisy environment, she's perfectly fine with it. Fellas, this isn't hyperbole. Don't overlook things like this. Just because it's easy to get the chick in the bed. You're sitting up here worried about how easy it is to get her into bed. Well, all right, it might be easy to bed her down, but all these mental and emotional issues that you're overlooking because your priority is sexual access, this is the way that goes. So, once again, folks, in 4 months, she's trying to tell us that she was unsure about him. Well, she was damn sure enough to get pregnant, and no female gets pregnant by accident. Lie. No female gets pregnant by accident. Every female gets pregnant because you were the guy she wanted to have for whatever her reasons or motives might have been. So once again, she's trying to argue against, she wants to make herself look like she should be supported, but there really isn't anything for it. So it's not going great, y'all. It's not going great.
As time goes on, during the pregnancy, I still start to feel even more anxious and more nervous. And I think I start to confuse my anxiousness with being with Abba or moving forward with Abba with my confusion and anxiousness with the pregnancy and if I wanted to continue the pregnancy or not.
All right, so there's your control mechanism right there.
Yep.
She has something that Abba wants. He's already expressed that that's what he wants, and that she's got
Typ-
what he wants.
Typical modern woman playbook. Find a way to get a man and find a way to control him. Typical modern woman playbook.
But then she's like, I just don't know about you. So I have what you want, but I don't. I'm trying to see if I can figure out a way to separate you from it. So there goes your control / punishment mechanism. Let's see if she gets to work trying to leverage that control punishment mechanism.
And terminating the pregnancy was never in the question. It was something I never wanted to do.
And yet, what did she end up doing? So she's going to sit up and say, I never wanted an abortion, never wanted to terminate the pregnancy,
Lie.
never wanted that. Okay, if that's not what you wanted, then ultimately, what did you end up doing then?
I wanted to continue the pregnancy or not. And terminating the pregnancy was never in the question. It was something I never wanted to do. But as time
Ma'am, I don't believe you ever was pregnant.
kept going in the relationship, I still felt like it was pretty rocky. And I talked to Abba and I said, maybe
Green
abortion
ass
is something
Abba.
we should do, even if that isn't what I wanted at all.
Okay, so now she's saying that the abortion was his idea. So once again, the sinister, demonization here. An abortion, I never wanted that. That was never what I thought here. Then he said it. Okay.
Yeah,
wonder
whatever.
If her messages and whatnot will uphold that, or if it turns out that she's kind of just making this up and fabricating it.
And Abba was not happy with it. Abba was quite disappointed, and he tried to support the decision as much as he could, but you can tell that he was struggling with it a little bit. We make our first appointment for the abortion, and Abba visits me to be there for me, and we don't go through with it that day. And when he leaves, I make another appointment, and I cancel that one. And I think
Okay, and just to narrow this down here, because I listened to her video, then I listened to his response, and he said that he lives on the East Coast and she lives on the West Coast, and that he had gone all the way out there for her, thinking that that was going to go down, and then after he gets out there, she doesn't do it. So you know that she's not mentioning this super long distance relationship that they had, apparently. So that context is missing from her explanation. He fills in some of those gaps. But just to let you know, according to him, yeah, he had to go all the way to the other side of the United States, and she doesn't go through with it. So there's that.
need to be there for me, and we don't go through with it that day. And when he leaves, I make another appointment, and I cancel that one. And I think in total, I canceled 3 abortion appointments. And I think, maybe I should give it more time and see if my feelings change. And so I set an appointment for after the trip I had planned to Montreal.
Auntie Jill! Y'all, so basically she is still outside and in these streets and running around and this, that, and the other 4 abortion appointments, people? Is that normal behavior? By any stretch of the imagination, is that normal? 4 abortion appointments? And she flakes on all 4 of them? Now, is
Ma'am,
this a
you're a
woman
damn
trying
liar.
to resolve an issue?
This
or
chick
is this
sounds
a woman
like a
who
damn
feels that
liar.
she's got leverage and she's holding on to that leverage and yanking his chain, and if she doesn't like what she hears, I'll abort the kid, and if she still doesn't like me, okay, I'll keep the child? Come on now, is this a person trying to resolve an issue, or is this obviously 4? These are 4 appointments you heard about so far. She's not done yet. And then she said, you know what? I decided that this will wait until after I'm back from Montreal. Oh, please.
Exactly.
Folks, is that normal behavior, or is
please.
this somebody who's got a control freakism about them? And they've decided, well, guess what? You're my new victim. Oh, I was concerned about an abortion. Now I want to rush it. Now I'm so laid back about it. You know what? Let me go to Montreal and I'll figure this out when I come back. Come on now. Add that up. What does that sound like?
To visit Abba. I visit Abba in Montreal and we get into our biggest fight. And this was a real turning point for me. And I know it's hard to imagine Abba upset, but he does get there. And not only does he get there, he goes past the point of the threshold of where anger should stop. Abba resorts to name calling and degrading language and resorts to ridicule and mocking, and it does teeter on the emotionally and verbal abusive side, and I hate to put a label on it like that, but that is...
Yeah, because you started off your video tirade here putting labels on it. And look at it, y'all, 5 minutes later. Oh, I'm so sorry. I hate to put a label on it because, of course, that would make me look more saintly. So, yeah, there you go. She so desperately wants to say that he hit her, he smacked her, she so desperately wants to say he abused me. And she doesn't actually have anything for that. So she's just going to prop up, well, I didn't like some of the things I heard. And in my opinion, that went beyond just where anger should stop. Who are you to decide, quote unquote, where anger should stop?
Exactly.
Who are you?
Exactly. Who the hell are you?
What authority do you speak to say how far a person should be angry about something? Because she's saying that as if we all have a common frame of reference of what that is. And in reality, it's just her vomiting out of her mouth something. Don't worry. She keeps going.
It's truly what it felt like. And don't take my word for it. I will be posting examples in this video or the next video. After that trip...
This video or the next video. So, ma'am, recognize when your 15 minutes of fame is up. Recognize that the internet catches on these things quickly. Also recognize, even if you got a legitimate beef, folk don't want to hear the same story 4-5 times. Okay, we get it. You was whatever you were to and you're upset. We are not going to tune in for video number 8. Okay, this will not be a mini-series. It's not the way it's going to go for you.
I realized that I always wanted to keep the child, and it was the relationship that needed to be looked at. And so I canceled that last appointment, and I call Abba, and I tell him, I'm so sorry for the back and forth, but it was never in my values to terminate the pregnancy. I think I'm anxious about this, and I think it's better if we co-parent. And I was thinking about the kind of environment I would like to raise my child in and everything like that. So I was really upset. And
bitch, you lying like a motherfucker. Shut up. You're a fucking liar.
We hang up and he tells me to get the abortion.
Be right back.
And he told...
Okay, so you all see what she's saying there. She's saying that she told Abba she wants to keep the baby, and that Abba gets upset and says, you need to get the abortion. So she is really doing everything she can to craft a narrative that he is just this mean, Machiavellian, sardonic individual. He's callous and only concerned about himself. No substantiation whatsoever. None. So, obviously, all this really adding up so far to is a smear campaign. And that's it. And not a very well executed one either. And once again, I have no dog in the fight either way. I've been very much a critic and will continue to be so because I'm correct about it. About some of the things Abba and Preach have been talking about and things like that. But with this right here, I'm just like, I'm calling bull crap all over the place.
It's me. I don't have anything to say, just get the abortion. And I'll wait for the abortion updates. And I said, I will consider keeping you, I will keep you updated. I will consider what you said over the phone about having the abortion. My values were to ultimately not get it. And he said, just so we're clear, if you change your mind for the 10th time, I will not be involved. And then
If you change your mind for the 10th time, well, so much for 4 times of making appointments. And because she didn't show you all everything here, very clearly a lot of the stuff that is left out would most likely be her trying to yank the chain and, oh, you know, if I don't have the baby, or this is what you better do, or this, that, and the other, and thinking that you got some sort of control or you got some sort of leverage because you're pregnant. So that's basically the kind of thing you're looking at there. Okay. I could keep this going. If you all want to watch her video, I mean, there's not a lot to see, but if you want to watch it, I mean, you certainly can. You see the title of it. She's tried to make hay out of this. It's very, very clear that that's what's going on, but you all get the gist of it here. Ultimately, she goes through with an abortion. For those of you saying, well, how do we know she was pregnant? Abba was asked this, and he's very confident that she was. So even if you all don't think, even if you all question it, he doesn't question it. So in any case, I will take that I suspect that was the case from the very beginning. I'll take it at face value. So is she Asian? She's Filipino. And that actually is a factor in this. So she is Filipino, and that certainly was a factor going into this. But cutting to the chase here, she says that she has the abortion and that there was a reason why she was doing this. Well, there's another part here I don't want to skip over. Let me go for you, because there's another part in here I don't want to skip over.
And so this is a blemish on my part in all of this. But I pretend to send a screenshot of Abba's message saying that he doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. I pretend to send it to Myron Gaines.
Months before you get her pregnant. We in love. You know a person in 4 months. Yeah, I know it sounds like 4 months isn't very long to know somebody, but
You dumb son of a bitch. Abba.
Alright, 4 months is long enough to know somebody, right?
Abba.
Yes, 4 months is long enough to
Abba. You was green as shit. You was green as shit and a dumb son of a bitch. You're an idiot to even deal with this chick. But hey, you learned the hard way now, didn't you, Abba?
know if it's love or not, right? 4 months is long enough to know if it's true love. That's the problem, Jason. You're just you're just a cynical old dude over there. You don't trust nobody. You damn Skippy. You damn right. That's the problem. You don't trust people, and that's why it doesn't take that long to figure it out. Yes, it does. Because a person can be fake for 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year. They can't be fake for 2 years, people. I've been telling you all this for decades, and even if some of the simps out there don't want to accept this, this is the cost of not accepting brutal reality, because you're desperate, needy, you're in a hurry. Okay, and then somebody like her comes along and takes advantage of it. You can't be fake for a year. Not with somebody you spend real time with. They can't be fake for a year. They can try it, but there'll be too many holes in it. If you had given it enough time, it would have been obvious. And the problem is, you already gave her all the ammunition that she needed, and was the first thing she said when she was upset with you, I'ma go to your damn ops. I know who don't like you. What did I say at the very beginning? Control, manipulation, punishment. If you don't do what I say, I will punish you. I know folk who don't like you. I'll go to them. Okay, I ain't got enough status to punish you, but I'm gonna go to somebody who can. There you go. Did I call it, or did I call it? So yes, she learned enough. Well, I'm pretty sure she already knew who he was before then. So she's most likely one of these chicks who watch them on YouTube or whatnot, and this is what it came down to, is that, by the way, hey, dude, I will try to destroy you.
Yep.
And case in point, by the way, for anybody questioning whether or not she followed through on it, obviously she did. Obviously she did. Because here she is today, coming out and spilling the beans. So this is no different. This is exactly it right here. So she's making good on her threat. This was, I told you it was going to be the whole time. So, yeah. I mean, now she knows that this is a bad look. But at this point right now, she's been X'd all the way out. So, yeah.
Dang it. Dang it. Hold on. Hold on.
The power to save lives is within you. Donate plasma and get paid for your time.
There are trucks, and then there's the 2026 GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on 2026 Sierra 1500 models.
So exhausted from the dynamic of Ab and I. And so this is a blemish on my part in all of this. But I pretend to send a screenshot of Abba's message saying that he doesn't want to be a part of this anymore. I pretend to send it to Myron Gaines. And I never do it, and I never did do it, but that was just to I was fighting back a little bit. But again, I never did it. And I also messaged the Abbott.
By the way, y'all, does that sound manipulative to any of you? Wasn't she the person talking about I know he's, he can be influential and he can be, he's got receipts and, he can
Manipulation 101.
be very calculating. Okay, well, how does she sound now after you all just heard that? Does that sound calculating and abusive? Hey, y'all, does that sound abusive and manipulative and harmful? Because she just tried to tell you all that he went way beyond what normal anger should be. Okay, does this sound like she went way beyond it? Because it damn sure does to me.
Sure hell does to me too.
4 months, people. We knew her for 4 months. And here, let's have a kid.
Preach page. And I tell him this. I'm not going to read it, but I'll leave it up here so you guys can view and pause if you'd like. And
So basically what she's saying here is that she got blocked by Abba, and what she does is she tries to go around to anybody who knows him and try to dirty his name up and put their personal business. She decides, well, if you won't listen, let me throw it to your partner. Let me see if I can drive a wedge between you all. So yeah, folks. Manipulative, abusive,
Yep.
harmful. Yeah, does any of that sound? Does that sound like her? I mean, if that is
Yeah,
Abba,
that's her
if
to a T.
If that really is Abba, man, it sounds like you're both y'all are birds of a feather. Is what it sounds like.
and he just responds, "Hey, blackmailer, stop reaching out." And he
I don't know if I would have put that up, ma'am. You just got shut. You tried to turn his partner against him, and then that went bad. So, all right.
Abba gets very upset because now Preach sees these messages, and now Preach knows that his girlfriend is pregnant. Now Preach knows Abba's girlfriend is pregnant, and Abba calls me at some point, and this is just another example of how Abba does talk to me when he does get upset. So I don't answer because I'm trying to get something to eat. I'm hungry and I'm sick. I'm in my first trimester, and I don't answer. And he says, "I don't care, bye, blocked. I'm trying to eat. Hey, I was really trying to get something to eat. I haven't eaten." He says, "Parasite, I don't care. Eat, shit, sleep. I want my peace back. I want you gone. So hurry up. You made 9 accounts harassing me, blackmailing." So he's talking about my cousin reaching out and sending him messages and He calls again, and we finally get on a phone call. This is the most brutal phone call.
Okay, this is the most simpish phone call. Now I gotta stop right here about it. I mean, cause the bottom line here is about that whole blocking thing, fellas, to the men out there. Don't pull a weapon if you ain't gonna use it. If you tell somebody you're gonna block them, they need to be blocked and they need to stay there.
I'm like this here. Don't even tell the chick you're gonna block her. Just block her and go on about your business. You ain't gotta tell her a damn thing.
So
Block
you
the
got
bitch.
two people here. For anybody who thought I was not going to be objective, take a look at the mentality between the two of them. Do this or that, I'm going to block you. So everything's about trying to get the upper hand and manipulate and get control of somebody else and trigger them and push them into something here. Come on, man. This isn't near about mature, man. This isn't near about mature here. On both their parts. On this part right here. On both of them. What are we doing, man? What is this, middle school? So she's trying to push your buttons, you're trying to push hers. Both of you trying to force somebody to do something here, or there's going to be a punishment mechanism. It's just like, okay, man, look, if you're done, you're supposed to be done. But it does give you an insight into things, into the psyche of folks when you see that kind of behavior. And I'm seeing that from both of them. No wonder you two were attracted to each other, which is great and fine and wonderful. That can work there. If you could be trusted to have sex with her and send her home. Deal with it. All of that would be okay and fine and would be perfectly tolerable if you could have been trusted to simply lay on top of the broad and send her back home. You can lay up with crazy, you can lay up with temperamental, you can lay up with silly, you can lay up with immature. Just don't give them the ability to force their way to graft themselves onto your life. And that didn't happen here. So this is what happens when desperate and needy starts chasing desperate and needy. They kind of just start wrangling each other up, which is what occurred. I know that hurt some folks' feelings when I said that. It's like, okay, if it hits a little too close to home, so be it.
Yeah.
But by the way, it's not accidental.
Nope.
And it does reflect everything that I had mentioned before, that it was verbal and emotionally abusive and contained a lot of dehumanizing language and degrading language. And I actually have the phone call right here, but I cannot play it because Abba can file legal action against me. And in this phone call, he also says, I will never meet the baby. I will never look at the baby in the face. I will never know its name. And if I do, I will make sure to tell them that their mother was disgusting and horrible. And he says that he will make sure he's never a part of the baby's life. And I know you can't picture Abba saying this, but he does say it. And
Okay, well, you can just go ahead and play it then.
after that, I never hear from Abba again.
Okay, so she doesn't show any proof whatsoever, no documentation. She says that and doesn't show a
That
bit of
show no
documentation.
proof.
And she had been recording phone calls. So, just to let you know, by the way, she says that and then shows no documentation. So, there's that.
We don't believe you.
3 days go by, and I am desperate to talk to him. And I contact Preach through Instagram, and Preach doesn't want anything to do with it, which is understandable. And I just kind of leave it alone after that. Week 1 goes by, and I don't hear anything from Abba. Week 2 goes by, I don't hear anything from Abba. And then now we're at week 3. And I know 3 weeks doesn't seem like a long time, but when you're...
3 weeks is standard rebound time. For those of you who didn't know anything, by the way, for those of you from high school on, 3 weeks is standard rebound time. Especially in these very volatile relationships where they're emotionally flogging each other. 3 weeks is usual rebound time. folks are holding out to see who's going to break first. And usually once you get between 2 to 3 weeks, that's standard, standard rebound time. It was definitely within year one.
To figure out a situation as critical as this one, and you're so desperate to talk to the father of the baby, 3 weeks felt like a very long time. And week 4 comes up, and I now have to make a decision. And I have to make a decision based off what the reality is. The reality is that Abba completely left me for dead. And Abba
please.
walked out on the pregnancy, and he is now absent from this entire thing. And he doesn't want anything to do with the baby, and he doesn't want anything to do with me, and I make the hardest decision I ever had to make, and it was a very painful decision, but I ended up having the abortion, and I grieved very hard, and I was also grieving the relationship with Abba. I knew that I found all of these incompatibilities, but I did still love him a lot, and I was feeling very lost and truly some of my darkest days. And I think Abba will never get a hold of me again, and he really doesn't care to reach out, but he does. So a week after the...
Did I call it? Or did I call it?
And this is what Abba gets for being green.
abortion, I hear from him on Instagram, and this is what he says. He says, for me to plan things, I need clarity on a few things, whether you intend to continue the pregnancy and what level of involvement you foresee from me. I should be clear that I still have no plans to co-parent. I'm not messaging to discuss the relationship or here to argue, just the above. And he is messaging me a lot, and it's been...
I mean, a whole lot. Okay, folks. So, this is a teaching moment about simping. This is a teaching moment about that. And that's the point that I'm making here, is that you can't be taken seriously if you don't put your foot down. As a man, you have to put your foot down, and it's got to be what it's going to be, and let the chips fall where they may after that. You do not get credibility if you say, hey, if you cross this line, ABC is going to happen, and then they keep crossing the line, and ABC never happens. There's the problem. And when you have similar personalities that their goal is to agitate and irritate, and everything is a control mechanism, nothing is ever written in stone. Nothing is ever permanent. Nothing is ever consequential. So the person doesn't believe you, and they keep crossing boundaries because there aren't actually any boundaries. There's just your agitation about it. So the point here, fellas, is I just tell you, 2 or 3 weeks that's about how far folks usually make it to this rebound thing and these volatile relationships. And sure enough, I mean, it's just what it is. So this is a teaching moment. This is not a roasting program. I'm teaching you all something. This is not hyperbole. This is a tale as old as time. This is standard operating procedure. This is typical. It's typical. And so as you see, they keep circling around and whatnot, but they're circling around for who can get the upper hand. And it always turns out the same way. Once somebody's got the upper hand, they're going to have a phone call. So the hey boo message. You get the hey boo message, and then next thing you know, you're talking again. So all of your talk about you're blocked, I don't want to hear from you anymore, I want my peace, all this stuff, that's like, okay, we've gone ahead and debunked that. And there's the problem. There's no way in the world you can have her respect when she knows that she can cross every boundary and you're going to accept it. Then she go, once she did the thing about, I'm gonna send it to Myron, that right there should have been the ultimate deal breaker on top of everything else. But it wasn't. But it wasn't.
Yeah, as soon as a chick can be trusted,
So
That
yeah,
is
no
big
wonder we
time.
keep going.
is not responding to him. And one thing I realized about Abba is Abba thinks a certain way. Abba also likes things done a certain way. And if things are not followed through in the way that he wants, you will see a reaction from him. And, you know, this is one of those times, like, I'm not responding, and he is insulting me, saying I'm doing all these things, and I'm not, you know, doing those things. And I'm like, I'm not going to engage with this type of communication, but he does lash out. And I thought about the pregnancy, and I thought, Abba never cared about the child. He only cared about, you know, this dream that he had. But that's not really how it works. We both have this responsibility. And I didn't do it the way he pictured it. And I can understand that also. But, you know, this is so far removed from what he would support on his channel and promote on his channel. And
Okay, so basically at this point here, she's about to wrap it up, but she's making it clear that the entire purpose of her making this video is to attack his credibility with his audience, to attack his online vocation, to try to undermine and destroy his reputation among his audience. Fine, I don't have a weapon to hit you with directly. Let me see if I can find something you do care about. Since you don't care enough about me to bend to my will, or at least to keep playing this game the way she was doing it. Okay, let me see if I can hurt something you do care about, since I don't really have a way of going at you directly. Since you've disarmed me there, I don't have a weapon anymore for that. Let me go at you with something you really care about. So, you see this with females all the time, particularly men of a certain socioeconomic status. A little broke dude, that's one thing. He doesn't have a reputation to destroy. But for men who do gain some sort of prominence or recognition, notice that'll be one of the first weapons that they try to go after you with. That right there. And there's a bunch of lawyers out there, and as we just saw with Stephon Diggs, there's a bunch of prosecutors. A bunch of weenie boy prosecutors who never did anything in their lives, so any two-bit tramp who comes along, they'll come and make a completely frivolous case that they'll waste the court's time with. Because you have to understand, most prosecutors ain't worth a damn. They never accomplish anything in life, so when they see men who have, understand, they are outrageously jealous. They are sick and eaten alive with jealousy. So this chick here thought she could do the same thing. Now, first of all, let me go ahead and cover some basics here. I mean, if you see them big eyes, I have warned you all forever and ever about a chick with big eyes. Yes, sir, and that's exactly the way it is. And no, she's Filipino. For anyone who was wondering what she was, they said she's Filipino. So, okay. But yeah, she got the big eyes, she got the big look for it there and whatnot. So it tells you that the sex was definitely probably dynamite. But okay, have some dynamite sex and then put her on a dynamite plane back to her dynamite house. That's what you do. You have to have the maturity to not get drawn in. Too many fellas, though, they're needy, they're desperate. The simp takes over, and the first chick who rubs his leg and doesn't, strike him as being a typical belligerent female, he just dives in head first. And this is what happens. That's typical simp behavior. Let me leverage my online notoriety. Let me leverage any money that I have. Let me see if I can do that. And I'm just going to wish the things fall into place. And that is not the way it occurs. She saw you coming. She understood and knew what it was. She knew how to play the game. And she knew that you were going to put yourself over a barrel. Now that I've said that to you all, I want to go on to a live stream here that Abba did earlier. There are a lot of things I could touch on. I'm not going to play this whole thing here. I've only got some choice cuts in particular here. I've only got some choice cuts. So for those of you who may be wondering, wow, I wonder if there's somebody who could summarize all of this in a little bit better, succinct package. Look no further. I've gone ahead and done the legwork for you. And when I want you to stay tuned here to the end, not because I'm just trying to string you along, but because I want to show you that for those of you who may be fans, that's fine. You can be a fan if you want to. But there is an irrefutable piece of evidence here that everything that I've said is correct And anything that you heard from them is not correct before this is over. When I said that they're both birds of a feather, oh, I mean it. And before it's over, watching this video here, before it is over, it's going to be proven to you. I just plug in the video a little bit so y'all can see who we're talking about. This is my ex, Libertine Kalina. She's a Filipina. My last. I like you Filipinos. You guys are awesome. You know what I mean? Her family seems really cool, so I'm always say positive things about them. But let's take a look.
My name is Libby.
God damn, what a traumatic ass intro. But that's who she is, okay? Now I'm not going to spend an hour going over this whole video because I don't think it's really worthwhile. I think the main concern is ABBA. You know what I mean? She got some baby mama drama. Is that what people want to know? The allegation essentially is that ABBA's like fresh. She got a girl pregnant and he just manipulated or bullied her or whatever. Okay, so basically he does show from the very beginning what he's very sensitive about.
Desmond
He spent a bunch of time here a couple years back flogging, you know, Walter from Fresh and Fit. I mean, he was giving him the business. And then a couple years later, the pot's calling the kettle black. So he was feeling that right, that he understood from the very beginning, oh man, the Fresh and Fit kids are gonna have a field day. We will see how that goes, but he betrays from the beginning that, yeah, he had to take a swing on that because he's like, I know this is coming. Alright, we'll take it like a man, bro. Things about the people, them. But let's take a look.
My name is Libby.
God damn, what a traumatic ass intro. But that's who she is, okay? Now I'm not going to spend an hour going over this whole video because I don't think it's really worthwhile. I think the main concern is ABBA. You know what I mean? She got some baby mama drama. Is that what people want to know? The allegation essentially is that ABBA's like fresh. She got a girl pregnant and he just manipulated or bullied her or whatever. Or he abandoned. And that can be further from the truth. Could be further from the truth. So we'll get into all of those details, okay? Someone said, oh, ABBA, you're sweating right now. To be honest with you, I really don't. I don't live my private life in the heat's on. The way that I would be afraid if it came to light. I know someone might think that, but I'm not looking back on all my decisions in this dynamic and going, okay, well, he spent an hour doing so here, so yeah, what they say, the heat's on. Okay, he wanted to say there were 3 things in here, 3 things that she promised him. So, I mean, he's been making notes. If you don't believe that he was head over heels, even if she wasn't, if you don't believe that he was, oh, he kept chapter and verse. Presented to me that surprised me in all this was that once she said she would never quit. She's not a quitter, you know what I mean? So that to me was reassuring because I want to work through problems, want to work through issues, fights, everything. And okay, let's be very, very clear about something. You want to talk about blue pill, you want to talk about beta male. A beta male is an individual in the 21st century who believes that women don't quit. Nigga, what? I mean, you want to talk about rose-colored glass silliness. Women are the biggest quitters of all. The marriage rates show you that. Hell, your dating rates show you that. For every male in here, the women brag about breaking up their relationships. They brag about the Dear John letters. They brag about, you know, cheating on you. They brag about it. So for him to hear a female say that in 2025, it hasn't even been a year, for him to hear that, and for, oh, that's very good. Just, okay. And once again, I'm not roasting you, dude. It's time to grow up. We're not roasting here. Fellas need to stop sitting up here adopting their own personal fallacies and their own personal misconceptions about life and trying to project it as if that's a real thing. It's not a real thing, man. This is not a real thing. This is called delusion. This is not a real thing. Women are the biggest quitters. That's not an attack on females. That is a statistical, objective reality. That's not an attack, that is a statistical fact. That when it comes to relationships, women enjoy cutting things off. She wants to be the one who decides how it goes. She wants to be the one to decide where it ends and when it ends. And quitting is the biggest weapon that females have and use.
lose because a man doesn't get anything. Listen carefully for the 15,000th time. A man doesn't get anything in a relationship with a female except the female. Women don't give us money or status. The only thing you get as a man in a relationship with a female is the woman. The woman gets a man and a whole lot more. Which is why they want marriage, because they get more than just a man. They get access, resources, dependability, housekeeping, things fixed, problems solved when you have a competent man. She doesn't just get a man. But for us, all we get is a woman. Okay, well, that's the only thing she has that she can remove or try to punish you with. So when she sees, by the way, when she sees that you are needy, then what's she gonna tell you? Oh, I don't quit. I'm not gonna leave. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not gonna leave her. I'm not gonna sit up here and drop you. Because she knows you want to hear that. That's the sweet music to your ears that she knows you want to hear. So as men, you cannot be naive about this. Women are very calculating. They understand it. They're not stupid. When they hear that you're needy, first thing she's going to tell you is, oh, I'll never abandon you. And the first time she doesn't get what she wants, get your ass out of here.
And, I value that in a partner. The second thing she told me was that, she wouldn't get an abortion for her keeping children really important. So I'm like, cool, it's not my face or anything like that, but I get that and I respect that. And the third thing is that she's not a cheater and she doesn't believe in courting the attention of other men. Okay, and this third one turns out is the reason why we're here today. Okay, she presented herself as somebody who.
Okay, well, here's the thing about that third one he just named. That was not a surprise. So once again, we got, twin feathers on this bird, twin wings on this bird. Between the two of them here, yes. So folks act like they didn't know this from the beginning. No, actually, there were very clear signs from the very beginning. So folks don't want to cop up to it here, but for the rest of you listening, you would be very, very well advised to cop to these things very quickly so that you can understand and ascertain where you are very quickly. But as far as that third one he just named, no, there ain't no surprises there. We knew exactly what that was. Case in point, you know what? Let me just go forward just a little bit. I ain't gonna go forward a lot of it. Let me go forward just a little bit here. Just to show you that what I just said, everything I just said, is absolutely 100,000% correct. And it better be. Because there's at the farm on it.
I've never seen any person I've been in a relationship or dated. And, yeah. So this is my ex, okay? Libertine Kalina, all right? And this is a profile that
Wait a minute now. Hey, y'all. And this, let me zoom in just a little bit here. Hey, what is that? Do y'all see? Where's the Leo DiCaprio pointing me? Right there, right there. Hey, y'all. What is that? What is that? Do you all see that right there? I'm asking myself a question here. I'm trying to ask myself a question. I'm trying to ask myself a question of certain careers. What is that? What is that? Oh, y'all, because those look like nurses' scrubs to me. Nigga, what? That's what those look like to me. Now, I don't know, y'all. Do those look like nurses' scrubs to you? I'm taking a look at the fit. I'm taking a look at the drip. I'm taking a look at the drip, y'all. So, do those look like scrubs to you? Because those look like scrubs to me. I'm just asking. Because for those of you who have tuned into me forever, I've banged on this one. I've banged on this drum. I ain't never moved off of it, and I never will, because it is a statistical reality. Hey, I love all of our nurses out there, but y'all know the way you are. And deal with it, nigga. Come on, let's stop with the bull jive. know what you like. So I am not going to mislead these young men and tell them, that, oh, there's an exception to the rule, and that's overgeneralization. Overgeneralization, my ass. No, it's not. It's a fact. It is a fact. Let's just call it for what it is. Can grown folk be grown folk and just say, yeah, this is what it is? If it was a truck driver, you wouldn't be saying truck drivers are faithful. They just drive around the country and don't do nothing. Please, come on. So, folks, if he saw them scrubs, then you knew what the hell the dealio was. If you saw them scrubs, you knew what it was. And if you didn't, you spent too damn much time white knighting and not nearly enough time tuned in to reality.
You know what's crazy? You guys have never ever seen any person I've been in a relationship or dated, and yeah. So this is my ex, okay? Libertine Kalina, all right? And this is the profile that I saw about her, okay? So here she is, you know what I mean? Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? She likes archery, she's a family person, you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy, she don't... So this is what I know about her, okay? She cute. I might have some beef with her now, but I'm never gonna say she was ugly. She wasn't a Chinese escort, for everyone to ask.
All right, bro, how'd that work out for you? I mean, he can take shots at Walter if he wants to, but I'm just like, hey, bro. I mean, y'all sitting in the same place here because you talking about she was cheating and this, that, and the other. When he gets done talking about how many men she was talking to, I'm like, bro, are you sure? Are you sure she wasn't a Filipino escort? I mean, if it makes you feel better, all right, bro, but okay. It's like, that's not the flex you think it is based on what we seeing, bros. You might want to just go ahead and just keep it just the facts. You might want to just keep it strictly the facts. It ain't funny.
So anyways, I thought I was shooting blanks, you know, and we was getting it on, and it turns out I wasn't shooting blanks. Big surprise to the both of us.
Well, then again, is it that you weren't shooting blanks, or is it that you wasn't the only guy she was sleeping with? What? Because that subject doesn't come up, by the way, folks. So he says, it's just, I was shooting blanks. Okay, well, the only other explanation is that she can get pregnant by somebody else. Why is it that's not the subject of conversation? I mean, she's living 3,000 miles away, but that don't mean she's sleeping with somebody else. Are you sure? Okay. There might be, like I say, there may be some very unpleasant possibilities that he's not really wanting to entertain here. So as I tell you all, this is a teaching moment tonight about simping, y'all. It's a teaching moment about simping and the perils thereof.
You guys, I don't know why, man. Everyone was messaging me like, but you stressed. I'm like, I'm really not. Okay. So she's pregnant, and we had a conversation about it. And initially, she's like, okay, we'll do this. And this is the only time that she ever told me she wanted to have a kid. And when she told me that, I said, okay. You know, like I wasn't expecting this, but if this is where it's turning, then I'm gonna...
Served on a skillet of cheesy deliciousness. Too much cheese? Never. Now on our 2 for $25 menu.
Assume my responsibilities. But yeah, let's do this.
Okay, he's talked about everything except the DNA test, y'all. He's talked about everything except that. So, I think there are some lessons to be learned in here. We're gonna go ahead and skip forward. Like I said, I'm not gonna have y'all listen to the whole thing. There are only some choice cuts, and in particular, I want to just show you that there are some lessons here to learn. One of the things in particular is that he really goes out of his way to try to seem like he's very generous and, very gregarious. Look it up. And to make it seem like, He's trying to be very civil about it. He goes out of his way to try to do that. You know, and that's the thing about it. So, I'm going to play a couple of those because some of the things, you all heard what she said. Oh, he is persuasive, calculating, harmful, very angry. I mean, extremely angry. I was going to go send his information to Myron. Okay. Now listen to how he responds after you heard all that. Listen to the way in which he characterizes her.
As I came throughout the whole process, I'm not saying nothing because I don't know what it's like to carry a kid. But to be honest with you, it was tough on me. Okay, the same way it was tough on her. I'm not here to villainize her or whatever. All my friends don't. My friends have nothing nice to say about her. Okay, they say she didn't have women were pregnant, it's lying, whatever. I don't say any of that because I know, despite what the fuck she's doing now and all this goofy ass shit, she's not a bad person. At least that's not the experience I had with her. Now, maybe I'm stupid, whatever it is, love struck, whatever you want to say, but I'm just not going to sit here and pretend like she's the demon or whatever. I just think it was a very stressful situation for two people.
I mean, and like I say, this is a common tactic that they use over there. They think that they are, you know, they think that they're coming across as, oh, well, you know, we're nice guys and we're not as bad as they said we are. And it's like, that's not the way that works. That's not the way that works. If you do persuade people with it, this isn't the way to do it. When she does something like that, that's not the way to do it. Not at all. Not at all. So, but remember, he said a bunch of things like this in the past. You know, he's really gone really soft shoe before, so he's trying to save his image and trying to remain consistent. Well, this is what happens when you remain consistent, is that you let them go off and go do things like this. And she's demonizing you, and you're like, well, I wouldn't want to villainize her. Okay, well, she's villainizing you. She's villainizing you. But okay. All right. Okay, well, we're going to go here. We're going to go forward some more here. So I'm just choosing some very choice cuts in here in particular just to show you some of the stuff that was going on.
I can't handle having a child with you and then finding that out. There you go. Okay, you guys can see it there on the screen. And I think that's a fair statement. You know, my thing wasn't the fear of being co-parents. Guys, relationships get together, they break up sometimes. That's okay. That happens. The only thing I told her, the one thing that I didn't want when we would have conversations is I don't want to go into a baby mama situation. I don't want to have a kid with somebody and we're already broken up. That's like, no, that's the one thing I don't want, okay? I'm fine if we try and we go to therapy and we go to counseling and we do everything. We love each other, so let's try. And then if we break up afterwards, I can live with that. We did what we could. My issue with her is that I started to feel like she didn't want to try, okay?
Because she didn't. Because she didn't. We can sit up here and we can try to soft shoe these things all we want to, but the bottom line is no, she didn't. Which is the point I was making the whole time. She saw that you were color-struck, awe-struck, sex-struck, whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is that simping is when you show vulnerabilities. You're telling yourself that these other folk are dealing with you naively, and no, they're not. She saw that you were wide open. She saw that you were buying no matter what the price was. Red flags all over the damn place. And yet, he just ignored all of that because there was something that he wanted. And let's be clear, he was looking at getting her pregnant, because otherwise he would have made sure that she couldn't be. And so with case in point being there, yeah, here's the real takeaway lesson. The real takeaway lesson is she didn't want you. Life ain't, she's a nurse. Life ain't going the way she wants to. Options are limited. Hey, here's a fella who we figure probably making 7 figures. The Filipino dudes where she come from ain't really holding like that. She sees an easy mark. She sees an easy target. She sees that whatever she's selling, you buying, and you will not protect yourself. So, of all the options that she had available, that's what she went for. That's what she went for.
So what I'm saying is, I want y'all to understand. He doesn't actually understand this. She didn't really want him. Even after she said it, he takes all of this going around and around she's doing. Like, for example, you all, this is like with Jada Pinkett. You want to know how easy it is for a male to fall for this? This is like Jada Pinkett.
And
Will Smith thinks that all that going around and around that Jada does with him, that means she really loves him. It's really, yeah, we're really volatile, but she's just volatilely in love with me. No, she's not. And she had children. She was willing to get pregnant for Will Smith, and none of us think that she loves him. We all see that for what it is. So all that going around back and forth and dogging you out and control mechanisms and putting you under their thumb, you're taking that as, oh, they're really passionate about me. Okay, but that doesn't, it ain't going the way you think it is. Not the way you want to tell yourself. That's the way that you feel. You feel that way about her when you two go round and round. But that's not the way she is about you. For her, this is about control, not about affection.
Talk to him,
And he got very, very quickly emotionally invested. He probably was looking for an Asian for a while. Okay, one finally came in. She wasn't built like a toaster oven. And he was just like, okay, my train has come in. And she saw it. I'm just saying this is a cautionary tale for the fellas out there. When you make it so obvious that a woman got exactly what you want, you've given up all control. Now she's got all the leverage, and she is going to use it. And she did. And with him seeing all the Will Smith style abuse, he sat right there and was just like, okay, here we go with it. And to this day, he still thinks it's something that's not, by the way. Oh, I'm not exaggerating. Before it's over, you're going to hear it for yourselves. But I'm not exaggerating. No. You all just heard what he just said. He told her that he didn't want to be in a baby mama situation. We can go to therapy, we can this, that, and the other. So he was offering the bargain and everything else. What he made very clear, though, was that he couldn't handle her not wanting him. And he tries to say as well, if she has the child, I can handle you not wanting me, but if you don't have the child, if you're going to have the child and not wanting me. And I'm just like, okay, you got to be honest with yourself about where you actually are with this. Let's say a bunch of compliments. This is the most fucking exhausting thing. It's like, just get this shit over with. I said it in the voice message, right? The voice note that you guys saw before. I can handle you not wanting me. I can't handle you not wanting me after the child is here. Now he's about to get a little emotional here, so I'm like, okay. But fellas, this is why you can't have the simp in you. Women who have dealt with men who are solid, those women don't go looking for more solid men. They get tired of not being able to abuse solid men, so they go looking for soft and simpish. They go looking for them. They go looking for them.
Exactly.
And these fellas pat themselves on the back. You rough and rumble guys over there. You rough and tumble dudes. I'm not like you. I'm better than you. It's like, and the females go looking for a guy who tells himself that. This is a teaching moment.
It is.
And ultimately, he tells her, I can't take you not wanting me. Remember what I said that before? You've given up all your leverage then. If you tell her that you can't be without her for any reason.
Yep.
Once you say you can't be without her for any reason, you've given up all your leverage, man. But if you have my baby, then I can't take me without you. Oh, so in other words, the baby gives me leverage.
Bingo.
Because you see, you absolutely want to be with me if I'm holding your child hostage. Because you have this idea, I don't want my child to be a bastard, I want my child to be raised without me. Okay, well, I got the kid, now I've got control. And he's sitting there acting like that's love. I just told you all. It's like, dude, no, this is Jada Pinkett. She got you under control.
And here's the thing that y'all need to understand. Modern women do not care about love. Modern women care about control. The sooner y'all get that, the better. Let me say that again. Modern women care about control. They do not care about love.
Sees the kid as a leash because you've already expressed to her that you are emotionally dominated under those circumstances. So she's like, okay, I got the kid, now I got you right where I want you. And she was clearly entertaining the intentions of other men. And that's, I find it curiously ominous that the most obvious thing to question would be whether or not that child is actually his. Not whether or not she was pregnant, but whether or not he's
I don't
actually
believe the
father.
bitch was pregnant.
And now that she's had the abortion, you may never know. But by the way, he's already betrayed that he was already emotionally dominated. It's like, you can't do that. You can't.
You can't.
A bunch of compliments. It's just the most fucking exhausting thing. It's like, just get this shit over with. I said it in the voice message, right? The voice note that you guys saw before. I can handle you not wanting me. I can't handle you not wanting me after the child is here.
Green.
Yeah. So I said, I can handle you not wanting me. I can't handle having a child with you and then finding it out.
Okay, y'all, he needs some Stephon Diggs. And
Green.
bro, you need a pinch of Stephon Diggs, because Stephon Diggs never would have responded like this. So, I ain't saying Stephon Diggs all
Green.
but it's, yeah. Alright. Alright. Okay, folks.
Green, green, green.
By this time, Preach shows up. We're gonna jump forward here. I'm gonna try to wrap this up as quickly as I can for this part here. But these are the parts that other folk ain't really bringing you all's attention to. And this is where the real lessons come into this. These birds of a feather. When I talked about them being birds of a feather, there's a reason why I brought that up that way. Now, he wanted to let everybody know that, by the way, if she wants to drop, receipts on him, he can drop a couple of receipts on his own. So he wants to talk about a secondary account that she had. So he wants to let folks know, by the way, anybody else out there, that remember now, this is hunger burning love, but he wants to let people know that, by the way, this was going on.
Things at the end where I'm like, I don't think we can do this. Shit. It's getting popular. She like has this Instagram where she's showcasing her skills or whatever. I'm like, what kind of stuff you post out there? And that's where she lies. She's like, oh, it's like archery stuff. It's like, it's not like the thirst trap kind. I was like, cool. It's not. So tell me, after we stop talking, tell me why. I see this shit come across my feed. What?
All right.
Well, these posts that she was making were during the time that she was trying to get us back and she said we were supposed to make it work.
Right. Okay, so this is what she posted during the time that she said she wanted you two to work things out. If that was a true statement, I wonder if what you're about to show me confirms that that's true, or whether it confirms that she just wants you to stick around because you probably got the biggest bag of all the males that she's got access to. But in reality, she is very much still weighing her options and seeing who else is going to respond.
Tell me why I ain't nothing but a break. Tell me
All right, here it is. Okay, now look at this.
That's not her second account.
That's the account. Mind you, this account, she never showed me. I'd asked her, she would never show me. She refused. And I was like, why are you hiding this account? She's like, I just don't feel comfortable. She's like, I'm trying things.
You don't feel comfortable showing some shit to
I know why she didn't show me.
How did you find out about the secondary account? What? That's a better question. By the way, how did you find out that she had a secondary account, since she clearly didn't want you to know it was there? You don't feel comfortable showing some shit to someone that you see naked? It's crazy.
Yes. Because someone who you say is your partner is supposed to be brave and big. And this is why all this is happening. Okay? When I saw this, I was really, because it really made me look at her differently. Okay? So here's an Instagram, and you can see these posts for yourself. She got her in some tight dresses.
Alright, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit here, because I'm not going to go to the Instagram page myself, but
can take a look on the page here. You can see what she was showing off to the fellas there. So if you want to know what got Abba, it was the same thing that got Walter over there fresh and fit. It's the same thing. I ain't mad at you. The hypocritical part is acting as if there wasn't a very rational explanation for it. That's the hypocritical part for these guys. But it's like, okay, she's showing you what she showed everybody else. It got you on a plane. And the real question, brother, is whether or not you're the only one who got on that plane. What? And I think now he's starting to realize and suspect that he wasn't the only one who got on a plane. I think he's really, really slow to it. He never comes out and says it, but obviously he's implying in here that, yeah, she is already soliciting attention from other men while she's with you. While she's with you, she's soliciting attention from other men, and she's making it nakedly, part of the expression, obvious. So, it's a rough time had by all under these circumstances here. But he wanted y'all to know that that's what she was showing off and showing out to other men out there. Obviously, this stuff was posted while they were together. They only met last year in July. So obviously, this is when they were both still together. And he's like, she hadn't admitted to it until after they, quote, broke up. It's like, no, she was doing this the whole time. This right here on your screen, this was the whole time going on, dude. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? She wanted to do her gym progress stuff. What was crazy is that she was replying to every dude. Oh, the old Preach just busted out laughing on the Preach couldn't even give him no mercy. So he says she is responding to every man's comment. You know what I mean? She wanted to do her gym progress stuff. What was crazy is that she was replying to every dude. Okay, you know, entertain what? Okay, I went. She said these are not thirst traps, okay? But mind you, there's just some her a hot dress. Big guy. And she's replying to every dude on the planet. Big guy. See it, right? Oh, he got hurt by this one here. This fella said, you look amazing. And she put heart emojis. So yeah, bro, she for the streets.
Straight for the
She for the
street.
block. Ain't bombing on you. I'm just saying it's mathematics. So it's, yeah, you have every right to be offended, but yeah, let's call it. I don't know if she's a Chinese escort, but if
Again, this is what Abba gets for bringing green.
she ain't, she'll do till the Chinese escort gets here, since very clearly she trying to catch. So the whole time you were with her, no, you were never the only one. You were in love, and she was in business.
Bingo.
And you were the best offer that she had received as of July 2025. She very...
Most modern women are, let me say this loud and clear. Most modern women are never in love. They're in business.
clearly has not stopped soliciting offers. And what he's coming to the brutal realization of is that she was soliciting offers the whole time. Because she was going to keep your, if she couldn't get any of these other fellas to say yes, she was going to keep your baby and then see how far she could ride with that. And that's what it really was. But folks, you haven't heard the biggest thing just yet. Just hang in here. We're about to get to it. Hey, I'm not tripping. You all see that? Miguel. Keep it. And she said to me, this is, when I found out, I was like, why did you lie to me the whole time? Like, that was really off. And she denied it. She was losing her mind, getting angry at me. You want to know how fraudulent this broad is? I'll tell you what she did. When I found out, I texted her about it. Not because I actually care about this kind of stuff generally. It's just that she presented herself as something. And she was doing the opposite and hiding and pretending. So when I texted her about it, you know what I did before I texted her? I screen recorded, okay? Dude, she's a nurse. Or at least she's wearing nurse's scrubs. I mean, what are you talking about? She presented herself as something she wasn't. You saw them nurse's scrubs, didn't know what it was? Fellas, it is 2026. Forget 2026. Ever since 1996, men Men cannot afford to be this hard-headed naive. Fellas, if she's wearing a pair of scrubs, if she works at a fast food restaurant, if she's been in or is in the military. I didn't bring up the whole career simply because it sounds funny. I said that because this is real damn life. Now, you can be in denial if you want
Talk to him, Jason.
to because you're desperate and needy. You're only going to be hurting yourself. If she's a nurse, she's been in the military, she works at the post office, she works in food service. I'm not generalizing, and it's not hate neither. We love hoes. What? I mean, we love hoes. We just love honest hoes. That's all we're saying. We don't hate you because you're hoeing. We just demand that you be honest. That's all. Be straight up with us, we'll be straight up with you. Don't pretend you something that you ain't. We can respect an honest hoe. We just can't respect a dishonest one. Now that's adult talk. Don't try to convince me you ain't a hoe. I see your ass over here working at Dunkin' Donuts. I know exactly what it is. Let's just deal with each other honestly, so that you don't start making demands that you have no right, no business, and no place trying to make. Can I just deal with you honestly? Don't try to sit up here and bamboozle me. Let me just deal with you for real. I see them nurses scrubs. I see you working at that hair clinic, working at that hair salon. Okay, then let me deal with you on that level. Why do we have to lie? And why don't expect me to lie with you? I'm not a misogynist or verbally and emotionally abusive because I'm being honest. Hey, just be straight with the hoeing so we can be straight with the pimping. And deal with it, nigga. That's all we saying, folks. Be straight with the hoeing so we can be straight with the pimping, and we can all be adults out here dealing with each other on the up and damn being on the low. But if you're dealing with a simp won't let you be honest with him. There's the problem. A simp won't let you be honest with him. He's gonna demand that you lie because he's looking for a dream wifey, and he doesn't understand that women don't really respond to him like that. So the ones who do, it's like, no, dude, she for the block. You're just naive. I'm not bombing on anybody here tonight. I'm just saying, hey, fellas, having a simp mindset is a very, very dangerous thing to have. It's very hazardous because they're not going to play along with you. That's the issue. And he didn't get it the whole time. She's not into you, bro. She's into where she going. And she didn't have a better option. Maybe you thought you were leveraging that. It's not the way that works. Now, what is it that makes these guys here? One of the real problems with them is that they've been promoting this idea this whole time about sugar and spice and everything nice, as opposed to articulating the world we live in, which is today. The female generation today, we got to call it what it is. They're cutthroat. They're cutthroat. They're selfish. They're self-centered. That's not an insult. I was describing an objective reality. They've been trying to pretend that that's not true. You fellas are just jaded and cynical. Y'all are wrong. And take a look, even after the experience they're going through, by the way, in the middle of this experience, listen to what they still say.
You're a crazy bitch.
That's it.
That's what the problem is.
Alex, just imagine how much of a loser you are right now, because you're over here posting all this shit online and like, oh, now they're talking about her, by the way. Right now, they're talking about her.
Or want it or not, or want it or not, or want it or not to keep it.
Yeah.
That's not the issue. The issue is that you're a crazy bitch.
That's it.
That's what the problem is.
Alex, just imagine how much of a loser you are right now, because you're over here posting all this shit online and like, all the red pillars are going to look at you like you're a Jezebel. And if that's what you want to do, then go crazy, girl.
You're giving fuel to all the people.
I'm happy
You're
because
giving.
you and I not co-parenting. We not involved. I got nothing to do with you. Your boy free.
You're giving fuel to all the people that think you are the norm, my
That's
girl.
right.
By the end of the day, you're really it's just one crazy out of many.
That's it.
But you're just one crazy girl out of many normal girls, right?
Okay, that garbage right there. So like I said, if you want to know whether or not they're going to get caught up with something like this in the future, just listen to what you just heard. Just sat there and told you that she's different. Folks, like, you can be willfully ignorant if you want to be. She is not different. She is not the exception. She is the rule.
Ask any man who's been married. Ask any fella who's dated more than 5 females. She's not an anomaly. It's not a bunch of. She is the norm. Damn! She's not in nursing school by herself. These chicks ain't in the military by themselves. They ain't working at Dunkin' Donuts by themselves. They're not working on the airline industry by themselves. They're not at the post office by themselves. They're not working at the hair salon by themselves. They're not at Home Depot by themselves. Males don't do themselves any favors whatsoever, feeding themselves a caravan of lies. Let's just be honest about what it is. Anybody who's been to an NBA game knows it. This is not special. She's not unique. She's not uniquely throwed off. She's not uniquely bug-eyed. She's not. These are pleasing little lies that these beta males want to tell themselves because they don't want to have to admit that, yeah, that's just really what it is. They want to believe that there's some perfectly clean, pure, pious chick out there. And what have I told you all since day one? These guys want to believe that there's some good women out there. I'm not making you cynical. I'm just saying, look, this is reality. There are no good girls. And deal with it, nigga. There are no good girls, just varying degrees of bad. No female wants to be a good girl. Every female y'all know has some G-string thong underwear, including some of your grandmas. What? And every female you know got some slut wear. You are a male in denial if you are sitting up here telling yourself that that's not real. Every female wants to be a bad girl. There are 0 females who want to be a good girl. They don't want to be a nun. They don't want to be polypurebred. Every female wishes she could get that Nicki Minaj energy. That's why they know all of Nicki's songs. You don't know any of Nicki Minaj's songs. Every female you know knows Nicki or Cardi or Rihanna or Beyonce. Every girl wants to be a bad girl. Men sit up and complain about the types of guys that these women gravitate to. And then you sit up here and start lying about what the women really are. No, she is not an exception in a sea of different women. She is one among a sea of an ocean of similar women. She is the rule. And you know what? Let it be what it's gonna be. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you all because reality is just too dark and devastating and just too oppressive and depressing to deal with. Okay,
Talk to him, Jason.
you for the world you are in. There are no good girls.
Uh-oh. They
Nor do they aspire to be.
Hold on, Jason. Look, I don't think some of y'all ready for that harsh truth. Keep going, Jason. Keep going.
Yeah, take a look at how they all rallied around me.
Talk
There
to
are
him.
no good girls.
It
I
ain't.
don't care how Christian she claims to be.
It ain't,
I don't care
Jason.
how
Talk to
Muslim
him.
She claims to be. What? I don't care how Buddhist she claims to be. I don't care what she does for a living. You let her get around a fella that she feels, I don't care how repressed or how introverted or soft-spoken you think a chick is, let her get alone with a fella that she thinks that she can let out her bad girl with without the rest of
Damn
the world
right.
thinking she's a slut, and she gonna get it in. As men, we all know the soft-spoken chicks got the most.
Imagine more productivity with fewer subscriptions. Google Workspace includes AI.
As men, we all know the soft-spoken chicks got the most badass sexual rap sheets. Hell yeah, because they know how to keep their mouths closed. They do all these quick running and gunnings. They find a fella here and, okay, let me do bad girl for 2 hours. All right, that's it. And then you don't even know who it is. That's a conscious decision. She's like, okay, I don't want to be like the rest of these chicks. So let me make this real quick and be real quiet. That's the lesson she learned. Cardi B lets the whole world know what's going on. Lauryn Hill is going to be whispering her way through it.
So as men, you want to let folk know how big of a dummy you are. Go around talking about the crazy chicks and the throwed off chicks are not the norm. That they're the exception to the rule. With all these damn NFL players and NBA players and all you fellas out here having to get restraining orders and all you fellas out here having to change your phone number and all these fellas out here that had windows busted in and cars keyed up and chicks making crazy allegations and calling your job and all this old mess. And these guys are still sitting there, we need to keep our reputation good with the women. We don't want the women to think less of us here. So she's the exception. All the rest of you are good girls. Okay. I'm just not going to sit here and lie. They are not the exception. Your chick was not an exception. She's the rule. And the men need to be aware of this so that they understand the rules of engagement and exactly what they can expect. That's the way that you properly talk to people and don't make yourself look ridiculous. Let folks know, hey, I know what the game is. Don't come in here pretending that you are something you are not. I can deal with you for the hoe that you are, but don't come in here pretending that you're something that you're not. All that tells us is the simp is still very much in you. Now, folks, once again, now you heard what they just said. You're a crazy bee and this, that, and the other. So they're really fluctuating between rage and trying to keep up the image that they're unbothered and, just very sorry, very sympathetic. Hey, we're not angry about this. We're not bitter about this. And so they're bouncing back and forth between these two things. That she's building, it's all just bullshit. This girl is being shady. She was being shady. I still don't think she's a horrible person, but I think she got a lot of shit to work through. That's my personal opinion. Yeah, they just said she was a crazy bee. She being shady. It's all BS. I mean, I don't think she's a terrible person. It's like, okay, so he's trying to play the game that she was playing. He's trying to play the...
I'm going to stop it here with Jason Black, and I'm going to end it with Danica Marie. Let's go.
Shake it all about. Bitch, are you gonna keep the baby or not? Cause you pissing me off. Bitch, I would've blocked your ass too. Vampire ass bitch, I'm so sick of these hoes. You can't trust none of these hoes, y'all. You have to vet and inspect all of them thoroughly, equally. Oh, she don't wear no makeup, so she's safe. Oh, she don't wear no weave, so she's safe. Oh, she's Filipina, so she's safe. Oh, no. Oh, she don't post thirst trap. She's safe. Oh, she's a Christian. What did Kaya say? Don't trust no Christian. Let me continue. Sneak Alicia is pissing me off.
I'm not here to cause spectacle. It's all informational, and I'll just leave it up for interpretation. I met Abba July of 2025, last year, and it was really fun, and it was really interesting, and it was honestly full of love. 4 months into the relationship, I start to see incompatibilities and inconsistencies that made me question the relationship and started to make me feel doubt.
You know what happened? There's no shade to Apple. Like I said, I like Apple. Okay? I hope Apple does not even see this shit. What happened was, she started to see Apple is a little bit quirky. AKA, he's lame. To a lot of women, they would view Apple as lame. I'm just gonna be honest. They would. No shade to I like Apple. Okay? But a lot of women, they listen to lame ass, square ass nigga. Like, man, I thought you have a little bit more swag than this. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I'm getting to know this nigga, like, he like to do lame nigga shit, like salsa dance. Who the fuck? He like to do lame nigga shit, like square dancing. He like to do lame nigga shit, like, oh, you wanna go to the park and feed the pigeons, ass nigga. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I think that shit is fun. You know? At my core, I was fun. Like, oh yeah, that's lit. Yeah, let's go fake salsa and shit. You know, cause only salsa I can do is a heel toe. If you from St. Louis, you know what I look. A tortilla chip. So, I mean, me personally, I'm all that's lit. Because I'm a lame ass bitch, though. Like, at my core, I'm the lame. That's what I'm saying. You cannot judge a book by its cover. You would look at this chick, you would look at Sneeko Alicia Jackson and think, oh, no, she would be more in alignment with going to the park and feeding the pigeons. The nigga, that's the lit outside bitch. No. I would go to the park. Actually, I wouldn't feed the pigeons because they say don't feed wildlife. You know what I'm saying? Like, we actually do a disservice. Like, see, that's what I'm saying, though. Why would a hood bitch like the nigga know that? You know? Why would a ghetto St. Louis bitch like the nigga know, hey, don't feed the wildlife. You're actually hurting them by doing that. See, I care about nature and shit like that. Like, that's me. But y'all would think that would be Sneeko Alicia. Sneeko Alicia, she don't give a fuck about the wildlife. But she'll go out there with her local bread and feed the ducks. You know, not understanding that you're crippling them by doing that, because now they're going to depend on you to eat. So they're not going to go out into the wild and search for their own food. So what happens when you stop showing up with your local bread? They're going to starve and go hungry. So that's why you're not supposed to do that. But nevertheless, though, my point remains the same. After a while of getting to know somebody like Abba, you would think that this is a lame ass, square ass nigga. Abba ain't watching football. I could be wrong, okay? But y'all know I'm a vampire today, and I'm a little bit psychic. Abba ain't watching football. Abba is watching the bowling league. Okay. No shade to Abba. I like Abba. I actually would like to watch the damn bowling league my motherfucking self. Okay? I like the bowling. So I'm just saying, after a while, it's like, man, I'm starting to see more and more. This nigga just kind of, he ain't got no edge to him like that. You know, he doing the shimmies and shakies and shit. I don't want no shimmy and shaking ass nigga. I need me a roughneck. Roughneck ass, you know what I'm saying? This for entertainment, y'all. I'm just making shit up. I'm just speculating. Like I said, I'm a vampire today, and, you know, I'm a silent. So, this is why all of a sudden it's like, ugh. I'm starting to see that we're not really that compatible. He ain't no real nigga. Bitches like this want a real nigga to balance her out. Do y'all understand? Y'all be thinking, oh no, she's a goody two-shoes, she's an angel. You know, she wants this type of guy. She wants this type of life. No, I need a dog ass nigga. Roof in this motherfucker for a vampire bitch like me. Yeah. Only a dog ass nigga can tame this vampire but JJ. Yeah. That's how bitches are. That's how these kind of bitches are. And y'all just swear up and down y'all got women all figured out. You don't. You don't. This type of bitch want to rub this type of bitch want a Chris Brown ass. Yeah, he can poppin'. She want to own and poppin' ass nigga. Not a salsa dancer. I'm sorry. It's levels to the dance. It's levels to the dance.
Hello, star travelers. May the 4th is here, and we couldn't let it fly without celebrating with you. Our systems has a new challenge for every pilot in the galaxy, and it doesn't matter if you're a smuggler, cadet, or admiral. Anyone can join the fleet. Travel through the planets and use as little
to the dance. It's levels to the dance. Cause she a goody two-shoes all day. Every day, all day, I'm a goody two-shoes. Or at least she's pretending to be, right? But the bitch got exposed. She, like I said, she exposed her damn self. Apple came out with the receipts for real, bitch. You dumb as hell. I would have never did this. This is how I know she was desperate for some clout and some money. No nigga was checking for her. Okay. They probably looking at her like, oh, is that Sneak Alicia? Yeah. And they ain't trying to say. But that's beside the point. I'm just being silly because I think she is pretty. I'm just being stupid. Okay. Not too much. But yeah, after a while, I was like, oh. That's not what I thought this was gonna be. And then she's Filipino, so she probably feels like every black man is gonna be, a little rough, and he wasn't. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I got a black boy. Then you got Abba. Oh. Yeah. So I think that's what it was. It's like, damn. I thought I was gonna get a nigga. I didn't. No shade, I'm just being entertainment purposes solely and only. I'm just making shit up. Okay, let's continue.
Ironically, as I started to feel those tests, I found out I was pregnant. I was very nervous, but I knew I wanted to keep the child. I told Abba about the pregnancy, and he was actually very supportive. He was very excited. He always talked about how much he wanted children. And he said he was sure about the pregnancy, and he said that he was always very sure about me. I, however, did not feel sure about Abba. Like I had mentioned, I started to see some core fundamental differences with our values, our lifestyle, and especially how Abba handled things emotionally and how he handled things communicatively.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. Hold on. I got something to say. Hold on. Poetic Flacco, put your hand down. I'm talking. This bitch is a liar. It went from I didn't want to have the baby to I always knew I was going to have the baby. Bitch, which one was it? That's lie number one that I just saw. I already knew I was going to. I always had in my mind I'm going to keep the baby. But then you was the motherfucker that's talking about, oh, I'm not sure, and I want to get rid of the baby, and blah, blah, blah. Abba wanted the baby, bitch. So you a flawed asshole. I can't stand vampire-ass bitches like you. I hope some sun hit your ass tonight. Yeah, tonight. Damn vampire-ass bitch. I hope the sun hit your ass tonight and this damn morning and afternoon and you just start melting. Vampire-ass hoe. But let's play some game. Let's play some game. Let's go back. I need y'all to understand what I just heard.
Yeah. Like I had mentioned, I started to see some core fundamental differences with our values.
You know what I think she started to see? Outside of, in my opinion, Abba being a lame ass nigga like me, okay? Shout out to all the lames. Okay, we lame as hell. We like to go for walks in nature. Alright, we like to read books and shit. We like to do silly things like salsa dance and shit. Like we like silly shit. Lame shit, you know. Shout out to the lames, okay? But outside of her saying things in ABBA that didn't align with him being a real nigga and her being turned off by that, I think in her core she also was aware of who she was. Now what do I mean by that? Yeah, we all lame for real. I mean, not everybody. Well, let me put it like this. The people out here who are mature, who not out here doing reckless bullshit, we are the ones that are classified as lame. Alright. We like to do non-law breaking shit. You know, we like to walk the straight and narrow. We like to be goofy and silly and funny. Like, we're that. We like nature. Like, all of that. That's lame, square shit. You know, we ain't got no criminal records and shit. Like, that's us. Now, y'all would swear up and down, that's the Nika Marie. Oh, the Nika Marie, you know, that's a thug. That's a thuggish, ruggish, y'all would think that I was the thuggish, ruggish, ball-ass bitch. Born and raised in St. Louis, the deadliest motherfucking city in the world and shit. You know.
Would you just look at those from their bonnie plants, of course. Remember how many tomatoes we had last year from these? Dozens and dozens. Always look for Bonnie at your local gardening store. Bonnie's your favorite for a reason.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. With Skyrizi, feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks. Many people were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 4 years.
Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi.
Ghetto. Look, let y'all tell I'm ghetto as fuck. All of that. Y'all would just swear up and down. I've been outside. I'll be outside. I got a criminal record, bitch. I ain't never even went to jail. Knock on wood. I'm a scary ass bitch when it comes to shit like that. I like to walk the straight and narrow. I like freedom. Right? Will I defend myself and beat your ass? Yes. But hopefully we don't ever have to even get to that point. Amen? Because I avoid negativity. I avoid violence and conflict. Like, that's me. But y'all would think that that would be Sneak-O-Lecia. This is why it is imperative that you do not just judge solely off of somebody's cover. Hold on, somebody text me. I'm just my sister-in-law. But yeah, I think, right, outside of her discovering that Amber was a lame ass nigga, okay, he ain't no real nigga, he ain't no thug ass, he ain't no dog ass nigga. After her discovering that and getting turned off, I think another level and layer to it was she understood who she was at her core. And who she was at her core was a dog vampire ass bitch. Yeah. I like to get choked. I like to get my ass spanked from the bike. Now, I ain't saying us lame ass bitches don't like that either. I'm just saying the image that she portrayed to ABBA was that of the prim, proper, Christian, I'm not outside, I don't do Jezebel shit. Like, she presented that image to him. April, you know what I'm saying. Look, let's not do too much. Because low key, us lame ass motherfuckers, we be rowdy motherfuckers with the right people. Amen? So, Sneak-O-Lecia, you probably missed out on a good man while you trying to dismiss ABBA. Oh, he's a lame. He ain't no real nigga. You don't know. ABBA got some dog in him. The fuck? But, let's get back to the topic at hand. I think she understood what type of woman that she was, and knowing that she presented a certain type of imagery to ABBA, it was like, damn, I will never be able to really be the hoe that I am. It's very reminiscent of you, let's say, getting a job, right? You got a job because you wore a suit and tie, right? Or you wear a pencil skirt that went all the way down to your motherfucking ankles. You know, you never showed no cleavage. Or for the men, you never showed your tattoos. Or, you know, you were just on a straight and narrow, and they was like, oh yeah, see, we're gonna hire you because you're just this real clean, polished up individual. You know, you give divine masculine, you give divine feminine, and yeah, we like that for our company. We're gonna go ahead and hire you. And after a while, it's like, damn, I'm working this job, but I feel like I can never be myself. Cause if I ever slip up and I show a titty, okay, not really showing titties, y'all, but you know what I'm saying. I show a little cleavage, or I show my tattoo, or maybe I want to take off my suit and tie today. Maybe I wanna put on some jeggings, bitch. I can never do that and just be free and be myself, because for this job, they only hired me because I gave off this perception that this was who I was at my core. I never diverted from it. I never wavered from it. Like, I am this clean image, perfect person. I don't do that type of Jezebel hood nigga shit. And so now it's like, I don't know if I can keep up this facade forever. You know? I hope that makes sense. Like, y'all know how we do. We'll get the job. But after we get the job, it's okay. I can let my hair down a little bit now. You know, I got it. I think in her mind, she felt like she could never let her hair down, and that was going to present a problem for her. Because maybe she felt like she didn't really have Abba like that, especially after this nigga started talking about, oh yeah, stop texting me and calling me. Who knows? I'm just speculating. But I think because she also was aware of who she was, that would eventually come out and reveal itself. And she couldn't live pretending for the rest of her fucking life. Pretend to be this straight up and down Christian when I know I got booty pictures on Instagram. Okay. Hope that makes sense. What's up, Brandy? Happy Saturday to you too, sis. I see the women coming through. Hold on. The main line gave me a super chat. It says, her, I want to keep the baby. Abba wants to keep the baby. Always wanted kids. He's supportive. But now I don't want to keep his baby. This is why I know this bitch was lying, main line. Nobody can convince me that this bitch was not lying.
Mm-hmm.
She was mind fucking this man to see how deeply she had him in love, how much she can get away with, and to ego stroke herself. You can't convince me otherwise. Do I feel like she really loved Abba? No. I don't.
I don't think she ever
loved
did.
the idea